right, so we find we're using it in three major ways. So one, it's obviously a reading resource in the classroom.
Yes.
We're finding that the literacy gap of children coming out of junior school into high school is cavernous. They haven't been exposed to routine reading. There isn't a culture of reading in the home. And then particularly, they don't have access to texts. It's either the full-fledged sort of Harry Potter novel, or it's something absolutely twee where you're connecting the dots and coloring in with crayon. Yeah. And your magazine fits ideally into that spot because it's lots of very interesting, very bite-sized articles. It's colorful. The layout is dynamic. It actually engages them. It's actually reversing a negative trend where reading is boring and not fun. And of course, they can take the magazine and they can flick through it across a week, maybe even 2 weeks, and find something different every single time. And because there are regular editions coming out, there's always a need, which is why we have to take their ID badges when they take the magazine, so we get them back for the other children.
Is that so?
Oh yeah, otherwise we're going to be donating a lot, which actually I don't have a big problem with. At the end of the year, I'm actually thinking of rewarding students by saying, you're an avid reader, take, so we can then build up a new stockpile, but until the end of the year. All right, our second big idea is obviously the media center. Yeah. All right, that's obviously more of a resource-based situation, but the factual content of the magazine ties in with a lot of the themes that the students are doing in SS, in NS, and bits and pieces like that, and LO. And that really works well. Also, we've been able to make use of it in creative arts, which is another one of the departments I work with, because the layout is so fresh. I mean, it actually breaks up the children's thinking of it must be the standard columns with the standard font sizes. And one of our FET subjects is design. So therefore, by looking at a magazine that's specifically aimed at a young target audience like this, they're getting ideas about how they can present their products in a very kind of way.
Brilliant.
And then the best of the three is the extension, remediation, extra English lessons and such like that. Because they're the children who feel embarrassed or shy about reading in class can then come and make use of the magazine at their own pace. They don't feel shy about asking words or looking things up like that. And once again, because the portions of the text are ideally suited to them, they can work through that at their own pace. So I know with my extra English children, they each got their own copy of the magazine and they got to put their name on it and such like that. And now they're working on, I think, some of them have reached their third volume and some are just finishing off their second. But you know, it's a gradual kind of pace. But that, of course, routine reading pace is actually building up their confidence. And then obviously that ties into their diction, their vocabulary work, their creative writing.
It's fantastic.
No, it is. It really works well. But the point is, it's ideally suited for the children in our situation. Yes. I mean, we've got children coming from over 50 different feeder schools. So just the difference in approaches in teaching those schools, we need to kind of balance those ideas and such like that. And this is what works. And it's something local is lekker. You know, it's all very good and well dumping 25 Times magazines or National Geographics, but that doesn't necessarily appeal to, you know, South African urban youth, which is what we have in our schools. And of course, the themes are so important. I particularly like the constant references to nature, environment, ecology, and of course also other direction, professional development and careers. Because we actually need to start conscientizing the children now as to where they see themselves in the 21st century. And your magazine ideally plugs that gap as well. So multiple uses, it's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
We want more.
Thank you.